Right now, Putco bus wheels will start rolling again. Drivers have decided to accept the latest wage offer. Unions were asked to renegotiate the deal after rejecting an offer of a 6% increase with no back pay. The company is gearing up to resume operations this afternoon. And our reporter Nqobile Madlala has been following this story, and she joins us now live for the latest. Nqobile, you've seen this strike through to its bitter end. Exactly what is it that convinced the workers that they can agree to this particular deal?
Well, Masejo, after a long meetings going back and forth, it seems the workers decided that they're willing to go back to work, but it doesn't mean that the conversations or the negotiations are ending. So what they're doing now is they're letting Putco continues, but they're saying that they want their delegation from their trade unions to continue in conversation with Putco, mainly because, Masejo, over 100 people, which is 105, the number that we had received from Lindo, is that those people now have been dismissed. We have seen them receive their dismissal letters. You'll remember that in the beginning they had an idea that they were being dismissed. They had received text messages. Now they have signed for it, which means that it is now official. But what it means also is that NUMSA, as well as other trade unions, will be sitting around the table looking in terms of how they can appeal this process and then take it from there. But we do know that a number of people here have said that they don't actually want to go back to work, that they're happy to receive the money that is owed to them, and they're willing to go.
And Nqobile, in terms of the back pay, etc., has that been resolved? And what happens to the 105?
So the 105 will have to wait and go through the process of their appeal. But we do know that the bus is supposed to resume today. The other parts, Masejo, you'll remember that this protest was not only in Dobsonville, but it was also in the parts like in Mpumalanga and Pretoria. That line is already open. That's according to Putco. That line has been open, and those buses have been already on the road. The only place that's been left is the Dobsonville depot, and that Dobsonville depot has already sent out the dismissal letters, and they are gearing up. In fact, a little earlier on, Masejo, we could see them moving some of the buses, so they are gearing up for that 12 o'clock. They are expected to be on the road in the afternoon, and it seems like they will be going forward with regards to assisting the passengers, because we do remember that there are passengers that had weekly tickets which they still owed to them, and we know that from Lindo that they said that they were going to assist those passengers and that they would be able to use those tickets. But this afternoon, it seems like the passengers will have really a sigh of relief.
All right, so in terms of services getting back to normal or resuming, that statement says this afternoon. Do you have more details? For instance, 5 o'clock is the time when people mostly knock off. Will they be able to find their usual buses from Putco to go back home from work?
Well, from the drivers here, as well as some of the unions that have spoken to them, the cutoff time for them was 12, which meant that they would have received everything that was needed for them, and by then they will let the other drivers, which we have seen going in, signing in and reporting on duty, start their work. But we do know from Putco as well is that they are still locked in some of the meetings, and we do know that NUMSA, as well as SATAW, AMCU, and other unions that are part of this company, that they will be continuing those conversations at the head office. But we do know that from 12 o'clock going forward, it is expected that these buses will then resume, meaning somebody who will be needing that bus in the afternoon, Masejo, should be able to get it.
All right, Nqobile Madlala, with that update, let's leave it there for now. Of course, we'll try and get a hold of Putco as well as the unions to find out more information as to what exactly convinced them to agree